We start our time together with a reading from Psalm 33 and just a number of verses 6 to 9. By the word of the Lord the heavens were made, and by the breath of his mouth all their host. He gathers the waters of the sea as a heap, and he puts the deeps in storehouses. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spoke and it came to be. He commanded and it stood firm.
I'm laying down my life. I'm giving up control. I'm never looking back. I surrender all. I'm living for your glory on the earth. This passion in my heart, this stirring in my soul, to see the nations bow, for all the world to know. I'm living for your glory on the earth. For the sake of the world, burn like a fire in me. Light a flame in my soul for every eye to see. For the sake of the world, burn like a fire in me. This passion in my heart, this stirring in my soul, to see the nations bow, for all the world to know. I'm living for your glory on the earth. For the sake of the world, burn like a fire in me. Light a flame in my soul for every eye to see. For the sake of the world, burn like a fire in me. For the sake of the world, burn like a fire in me. Light a flame in my soul for every eye to see. For the sake of the world, burn like a fire in me. For every knee to bow down, for every heart to believe, for every voice to cry out, burn like a fire in me. For every tongue to confess, you alone are the King. You are the hope of the earth, burn like a fire in me. For the sake of the world, burn like a fire in me. Light a flame in my soul for every eye to see. For the sake of the world, burn like a fire in me. For the sake of the world, burn like a fire in me. Light a flame in my soul for every eye to see. For the sake of the world, burn like a fire in me.
Genesis 2, 1-3. Thus the heavens and earth were completed in their vast array. By the seventh day God had finished the work he had been doing, so on the seventh day he rested from all his work. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done.
Lord, wow, you're amazing. As some of us are on holidays and enjoying the change, whereas others are working and supporting others around them. But what we know is that you are there always, whether we're working or whether we're holidaying. Thank you that your presence is in our lives. It is an amazing honour to be in such a relationship with you, the Almighty God. Accept our worship today, accept our love today, even though it doesn't ever seem enough to give back to you. Thank you for the way you accept us for who we are.
Are you hurting and broken within, overwhelmed by the weight of your sin? Jesus is calling. Have you come to the end of yourself? Do you thirst for a drink from the well? Jesus is calling. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Leave behind your regrets and mistakes. Come today, there's no reason to wait. Jesus is calling. Bring your sorrows and trade them for joy. From the ashes a new life is born. Jesus is calling. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Oh, what a Savior! Isn't He wonderful? Sing hallelujah! Christ is risen. Bow down before Him, for He is Lord of all. Sing hallelujah, Christ is risen. Bow down before Him, for He is Lord of all. Sing hallelujah, Christ is risen. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Oh, come to the altar. The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought with the treasure you found.
Here's the question. Does God go on holidays? Well, the simple answer to this is no, but he does have days off. I'm not talking about him being absent from being God, but he laid down some principles of looking after ourselves right at the beginning of the Bible. Now listen to this, and it comes from Genesis chapter 2 and verses 1 to 3 if you want to catch up with that. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God finished his work that he had done. He rested on the seventh day from all his work that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. Okay, this is cool. Well, firstly, God made everything, and just how he did that has been debated for many years. So we'll just say God did it and leave it at that for now. Actually, the Bible doesn't say how, he just says that he did it. So we'll just take that. So the work is done in this particular passage. God's finished it, then he rested. Notice it says on the seventh day, God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work that he had done. Okay. Does that mean that God was exhausted and needed a break, or did he just take a day to take a step back and have a good look at what he did? Well, I'm not sure he needed a break. After all, he's God. And maybe he just needed to let everything settle. The theological thought here is that God is setting a precedent for us. He wants us to copy him, so he knows that we need to have a break, so let's copy and imitate him. That's where the idea of the weekend came from. Actually, the whole weekend idea comes from the Jews having their Sabbath from Friday night to Saturday night, while the Christians have their day off, which is Sunday. All of a sudden we've got 2 days, and it's at the end of the week, so it's a weekend. These days, though, not many people even have a day off. It's filled up with jobs and chores and shopping and sport and all sorts of stuff. But the principle is there to have a break. The next verse expounds what God has in mind. It says, so God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. God here sets aside the seventh day. Now, if we count through, and the seventh day, the end of the week, would be Saturday. But notice God set it apart to be different. That's kind of what holy means, set apart and different. We assume that holy is about being perfect, but really the word means to be special and different, or set apart to be special and different. So that seventh day is to be something special and different. How? Well, okay, this opens a can of worms, doesn't it? And I'm not sure that God had in mind for the seventh day what we do as church. There, I said it, and it's pretty blunt. Back then, after God created people, they didn't sit in rows in a building and sing songs. The concept of worship was much more organic. It came out of thankfulness to who God was, more than a structure. Are we doing it wrong then? No, not necessarily. We're not doing it like the original, that's for sure. Worship and the concept of taking the day off to rest went through some changes, not only now, but through the Old Testament, through the Bible as it was written. Some of what we do is cultural. Actually, what a lot of churches do these days was inherited from a style of church from Victorian England. That's where we sit in rows and we stand up to sing and we sing hymns. And in a lot of ways, it's really not very Australian. We'd probably be better off having it around a barbecue. So where does that leave us? Now, if we look at John 4 and verse 23, it says, but the hour is coming and now is here when the true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and truth, for the Father is seeking such people to worship him. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship in spirit and in truth. What does that mean? Well, it probably means different things to different people. It doesn't mean that church is wrong or we shouldn't go. I think it is a positive thing for us to attend a gathered time of worship and teaching. What I do think is that we need to return to the Bible's concepts of worship and relating to God. Rest and spending time especially to think about God and worship God. Even set time aside for that specific activity, either by attending a gathering or something else, but being deliberate about spending time specially with God. Worship in spirit and truth. Okay, be honest with God and relate to Him through the spiritual connection we have with Him. Each of us will need to unpack that for ourselves, but the principle is there. Take time to rest, take time to relate to God. Interesting, Around the Bend Ministries is all about helping that process. We hope and pray that we are providing what you need to rest, to spiritually grow, and to worship. Blessings to you. When I was younger, a friend of mine would always say this particular benediction as a way to say goodbye. When we said goodbye anywhere, could even be the beach or leaving his home or my home. And he'd say, "The Lord watch between you and me when we're out of each other's sight." Great sentiment. Blessings to you.